Now, my gorgeous Capricorn, this month it's all going to be about your own recognition. It is going to be about your next stage. It is going to be about your next step. But the way things are going to develop and unfold this month, they are most certainly going to be rather interesting indeed, because you are about to have something very important about your life highlighted. And there is going to be the change of direction, and that particular thing, that particular information, that particular realization is going to be absolutely everything, because most certainly you are actually getting to the very important stage when it comes to your life, when it comes to your karma, and when it comes to your particular spiritual journey indeed, because this is going to be the time when you are going to be able to kind of have a reflection, to feel a reflection, to feel a particular reflection, which is going to give you and bring you the whole new focus. And that in itself is going to be a very important moment in time, because it is going to start something very, very, very important. And this is all about your own personal unfoldment. And this is in particular going to happen on the 27th of October 2019. My gorgeous Capricornius, on the 27th of October 2019, it is going to be the moment in time when it's just all going to be about your own recognition. Karmically, this is going to be so important. Karmically, this is going to be so significant. And when I say karmically, it means that at the same time, in that very moment, at that very same time, you're also going to have a new plan, and you're going to have a new wish. And that's why I'm saying that it's going to be the slight change of direction. This slight change of direction that I'm saying is just so important. It's really solid, it's very significant, and it's a very powerful moment in time for you, because it's all about your own recognition, which means this is all going to come with an element of surprise. This is an important moment in time for those of you that are waiting for that really big moment, that very important moment, and especially when you require or you need a little bit of somebody's illumination to pay attention to you for the certain amount of time, and then you come out like as really, really vavavoom-ish moment in time, which means that you are most certainly going to have a really wonderful unfoldment, but that is going to resolve in you having a very important new plan that is going to start manifesting, new plan that is going to become very strong part of your life and very strong part of your spiritual journey, because this is all about what you wanted to happen, what you wanted to manifest. Half of it you were doing it intentionally, and half of it you were doing like a subconsciously, unintentionally. This is so important, because you are going to have also on another hand a very, very, very important moment in time when it comes to your own invocation. This is all about your invocation. This is so important, and it's so significant that this particular unfoldment, which is going to lead towards the new life, new wish, new beginning, and it's all going to kind of stem from your own personal recognition. This is going to be a very, very important moment in time indeed, because after this moment a lot is going to change, but it's just going to happen like a one step at a time. And you will see that most certainly this is going to be also like a quite adventurous moment in time for you, because you are kind of going to find yourself being the part of like a certain situation, being the part of the certain energy. Cressida, my card, is like wanting attention. But this is really important because it's just also very spiritual month. It is a very powerful month. So it's not only about the 31st of October that is going to be ridiculously powerful, but also the 31st of October, a few days after that, or few days before that, which is the 27th of October, it's going to be just as powerful indeed. It is not only about the 31st of October, but it's few days before and few days after, but the whole of the actual October is like a completely an entrance into the different dimension, where you, my gorgeous Capricornians, have got this power which is about to shine. which is about to be enhanced. And this particular power is very much so going to be directly connected to the power of your mind, to the power of your manifestation, to the power of your invocation, and to the power of what you wanted to do and what you wanted to create in a long time. But the wonderful moment is going to happen on the actual 27th of October, because this is going to be like boom moment in time when you're gonna realize something very important about your own recognition. But that is going to be even more important moment in time, because this is when the new change of direction is going to happen. And the change of direction that is going to happen is going to reflect on your life, it's going to reflect on your journey, it's going to reflect on your way of thinking, it's going to reflect on your way of planning, and most certainly there are going to be the certain and very much so necessary adjustments that you are going to need to make. And also on the 27th of October, it's going to be like the burst of energy that you're going to feel, and you may not be able to explain it. And that burst of energy that you're going to feel is going to manifest from the amount of the things that have been like kind of going through your mind in the last few years. And it is just going to reflect on you in such a way where you are most certainly indeed going to feel like a little bit lost, a little bit unusual, a little bit bizarre. But this is all normal, and this is also just the beginning, because the 31st of October, it's also going to be the day when you are going to have a really important and very powerful and very significant confirmation of whatever it was happening on the 27th of October. The continuation of that is going to be the 31st of October, and then the continuation of that is going to be the 2nd of November. So this is very complex, this is very deep, and this is very spiritual, and at the same time something quite interesting and quite important is also going to unfold and reveal itself when it comes to your personal life, when it comes to your feelings, and when it comes to your emotions. Not only that the particular person is going to play an important role in your life when it comes to the actual inspiration. This is going to be the right person on your particular spiritual journey to get an inspiration from, but also something quite important is going to happen and unfold, and some kind of advice which is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And it's going to make sense to you that like there is no tomorrow. This is all about you gaining your strength. This is all about you gaining your power. And this is all about you actually kind of like changing your spiritual journey quite a little tiny, just a tiny little bit. But also it's the moment of manifestation, and it's the moment of invocation. And another thing that I was going to say to you, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed, if you would like to actually try to manifest something, this is what I say about the invocation, about the actual manifesting power that you are going to have above like lots of other signs this month in particular, because purely you're very powerful when it comes to that significant energy. You're very powerful when you find yourself in an unknown situation. You're very powerful when you find yourself a little bit confused, because your subconscious mind is very strong and it's very sharp, and it stays there indeed, it doesn't change. And this is why in particular this moment in time it's going to be very strong for you when it comes to your own manifestation. Think positive, but also most importantly, my witchy Capricornius, is this is the moment in time throughout the months that you can most certainly like make your own invocation, try to make a manifestation and have a little ritual. Indeed, on the 27th of October it would be probably the most powerful day to have the actual ritual when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornius. What would you like to happen? What would you like to make? What would you like to do? Where would you like to get? What would you like to kind of manifest? What would you like to invoke? What kind of like a ritual you would like to do? Be positive, be open-minded, be nice, be generous, just be very open-minded indeed. Take like a little candle and basically just take like a little pen, make sure that you stick to 3 things. Do not like go over 3 things. Make sure that you stick to 3 things. Like for example, you take a little candle, little thin candle, take a little pen and just write it on each side. Like let's say like a wealth, love, happiness, let's say. And then you take the lavender or geranium essential oil. Once you take the lavender or geranium essential oil, just anoint one side, second side and third side. Again, you do number 3, okay? And then when you put the candle down with all 3 things written, you can just take like a lighter or a matches. This is a very important moment in time while you're lighting the candle. Make a very strong connection make a very strong vibration, make a very strong energy just by actually staring into the candle, staring into the flame, because this is an important moment in time, because you're making a connection with your candle, with your energy, with your intention, but also at the same time you're sending and making connection with the universe as well. So this is the moment in time when you're lighting the candle, but you're lighting the flame and the power within yourself as well, and it's strong and it's powerful and it's very significant, and it's the time of manifestation. You light that candle, and then just make sure that you basically stay, you know, you picture what you want to happen. Number one, picture number two, picture number three, picture what would you like to happen, what would you like to manifest, okay? And then at the end, basically just make sure that you stay in the same room, make sure you stay in the same house where this is candle, you know, you do not leave it unattended, you know, don't light the candle and then just go away, because the candle can fall and just burn, God forbidden, you know. So you just make sure, and that's the reason why I say always stick to the little candles, like a thin candles, because it doesn't matter how big candles are, because if these are big like that, then they're gonna last like 10 years, you know what I mean, to burn. And the point is to burn, and once the candle burns to the end, that the actual intention is sent to the universe, and this is when your spirit guides are going to be literally fighting who is actually going to help you out, because you are doing it at the right moment in time, which would be on the 27th of October 2019, okay? So you just basically make sure that you take a little candle, thin candle, you put it on the table, for example, you make that connection, you kind of focus, you manifest, you start manifestation, you start this process, and just like light it. And once you light the candle, you just leave it basically on the side, and then once you do this, once you leave a candle on the side, you just wait to burn until the end. And once the candle burn until the end, you just take the remainings of this candle, go outside somewhere, dig a little hole, just put this in some kind of like a hole, these remainings of this candle, you're just returning into the nature, returning into the earth, returning back into the beautiful nature, and then cover it with the ground, and then look around and see which rock, which stone is calling you. This is all part of the nature. This is all part of your invocation. This is all part of your ritual. This is all part of your manifesting ritual you're trying to do. Just look around which rock and which stone is calling you, for example, because I say calling you because you're still part of this beautiful ritual. You see what I mean? And then you see which stone or which rock you kind of feel drawn to. You go to get that rock, you place the rock on the actual top of the this little hole where you've digged the hole, you know, to place the candle remainings in, and you place the rock on top of that, and your work is finished. This is so important, because at the same time you are most certainly going to send a very important message to the universe, and this is going to be a wonderful moment in time of unfoldment, where you're just gonna get those things going that you wanted to happen, that you wanted to get them going. But the way this is going to happen, all these three things that you mentioned, you know, they're going to happen at the different times, and the way they're going to happen, it's also going to be with an element of surprise, where things are going to start manifesting in your life without you even realizing. It's just so significant, and it's so important for you to pay attention, for you to do literally this. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, my name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Capricornians, and it's for October 2019. So it's for you, my beautiful, my ever so precious, my powerful, my gorgeous Capricornians, and it's for October 2019. And your number this month, of course, it's number one. Number one, it doesn't surprise me at all because this is the month when you're going to be able to feel your power. This is the month when you're going to be able to feel your energy. You're going to be like super grounded, you know. At the same time, it's very interesting because at the same time throughout the month you're going to feel like a little bit bizarre, but as I say, you have got this specific thing about you, my gorgeous Capricorn, because you're able to find your way, you're able to find your path, you know, you're able to illuminate your path in a really powerful and strong way. And this is nothing unusual because you're very deep, you're very spiritual, you're very powerful, you're born at the darkest time of the year, which has got like such a wonderful advantages, especially when it comes to your own illumination, and especially when it comes to your own power. You're able to heal yourself like really beautifully from within. That's why I'm saying that number one is so powerful. My goodness, not only This is all about a new wish, new dream. Not only that, this is going to be like a really beautiful month full of enthusiasm and a whole new initiative, new initiative, new initiative, new initiative. It's also at the same time going to become a new strength. At the same time, it's going to become a new power. At the same time, it's going to be new direction. This is all what number one is actually confirming. But also, it's just a basically like a beautiful, unlimited possibilities. There are lots of options and lots of possibilities that are actually going to manifest and show themselves throughout this month to you, that is going to be absolutely mind-blowing and rather vavavoonish indeed. By the end of this month, there is going to be quite significant financial option that is just going to be like saying hello to you like this, literally. But this is just all about the new focus. This is all about the new stage, and it's all going to make sense like there is no tomorrow. Although very important to say that it's rather significant to remember to stay committed to the task at hand. When I say that it's important to stay committed to the task at hand, this is all about this certain apprenticeship that is going to make sense, and that apprenticeship that is going to make sense to you is just going to be so significant because it is just going to be the really certain progress that is going to start unfolding itself to you, but it's also kind of going to happen slightly earlier to what you would expect. On another hand, ridiculously important moment in time, just like my lord, if you're like looking for work, if you're not having a job or anything like that, just try keep on going, you know, throughout the actual October, because this is going to be the month when something really beautiful is going to happen through your own personal resolution as well. Through your own personal resolution, there is going to be like a clear focus, and also it is just going to be slightly challenging situation, but this is all about your own discovery, because there is something in particular that you're just going to discover about yourself that you would like to kind of use and kind of like a direction to go towards. It's just all about a certain inspiration that is just going to start making sense to you like there is no tomorrow, and it's all about new wishes, plans, and the particular unfoldment that is actually going to happen. It's just so significant. I really like it because also at the same time it is just like basically about you having lots of energy, and it's like about you starting to feel yourself again. And you know what, it is just a month of dreaming. Pay attention to your dreams, please. Pay attention to like what's the very first on your mind in the morning. It's rather important because you are going to have a very strong connection with your spirit guides and very strong connection with the guardian angels, and also more interestingly a very strong connection with the relatives that have passed away as well are going to be trying to come true, and they're going to try to kind of guide you with those areas and with those parts of your life where you've just kind of like found a certain confusion next to it. So this is all going to be quite important, but the way this is going to happen is just especially try to make sure that you're paying attention to what's the very first thing on your mind every single morning, because that particular thing that is on your mind every morning, it's going to be very strong, and it's going to be very powerful, and it's so much to do with what is going on in your life right now, with what is going on in your life at the moment, but it's just gonna happen like without you even realizing. So it's just so significant. Maybe if you have something on your mind, and just try to think, why are you thinking about that particular thing? This is why, because while you're sleeping, you're astral projecting, you're like all over the place, you're part of like so many different dimensions, and you're traveling astral projections all the time. But this month is gonna be different, because this month you will be able to remember that much more, that much further. And this is why, because you're gonna have a rather special messages delivered to you indeed. When it comes to your actual health, my gorgeous Capricornians, you do need to make sure that you are taking, of course, like a vitamin C, acerola, cherry powder. I know I have been recommending this like quite often, but this is just so important. You're not the only sign that it's actually going to benefit from this like there is no tomorrow. So I'm highly recommending you to get acerola, vitamin C, cherry powder, which gives you 1080 milligrams of vitamin C per serving every single morning. Okay, you're taking a little bit of glass and you drink it, and that is just going to give you so much, it's going to boost your immune system, which is going to be rather significant when it comes to you, and when it comes to a little bit of a cold and flu symptoms that I think that are going to be quite significant. And also, what else I was going to say, it's echinacea. Echinacea is like a really important and very significant herb that have been used for many many years, and that particular herb, echinacea, has got the ability to boost your immune system by increasing the white cells count in your body. It comes like a little tincture, and it comes like a little capsules, but I really prefer tincture because it's much better, it's much more natural, and it also like it gets into the bloodstream much quicker. Echinacea you take for like about few weeks, for like about 6 weeks, then you have a little bit of break, then you take for like about a few weeks again, then you have a break again. You don't take this for all the time. It is a natural herb, so if you take it all the time, your body would get used to it, and then it wouldn't be any like a outcome that you would want to happen. And also on another hand, what else I was going to say, spirulina, organic spirulina tablets or organic spirulina powder would be something that you would benefit from like there is no tomorrow, because it's going to also be very good for your digestion. I know that there is going to be like a little bit of bloatedness, and this is spirulina. It's actually quite good when it comes to the bloatedness and digestion as well. So this is something that I would highly recommend you. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you need to check with your doctor, or you need to check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. But it's something that you need to take, and something that is going to help you with the general feeling, and also it's going to help you quite a lot with the cold and flu symptoms, which are quite common at around this time of the year anyway. Okay, so now basically sorry, going on the very first date in October 2019. Now, the very first date that it's going to be quite significant, my gorgeous Capricornians, it's actually going to be the 6th of October, because the 6th of October, there's someone is just going to be in touch with you, and someone is going to tell you something. Someone is going to be around you. Maybe it's going to be like on a physical plane, and maybe it's going to be like through the certain message, through the certain text message, through the certain information that is going to travel to you. However, a particular advice is going to be rather significant from that person, and that person is someone who you really look up to quite a lot, somebody who you really like, somebody who's really genuine, somebody who's really nice. You know, that person is going to be very important person in your life when it comes to you moving on from a square number 1 to square number 2, but it's only you're going to need a little bit of like some kind of confirmation. God, should I do this or not? You will know that the very big moment it's about to happen. You will know that the very big moment is about to unfold, and that's why that person is just going to play an important role here, because that person is going to confirm something to you, and that confirmation is also going to make you feel happy, rather happy about a certain ending than being sad and negative, because you will see the beautiful light, very powerful light at the end of the tunnel. But this time it's going to shine really beautifully and really brightly indeed, because after that moment it is all about your perfect personal reflection, personal perfection, because the energy wise you will be like, ooh la la, it will be the perfect like work-life balance energy that you're going to have, which is going to reflect on you in such a wonderful way of the combination of material and spiritual prosperity that you're going to have. And this is why you're going to feel super wise at that moment in time. You may not feel it, but you will be doing things, and you will be creating things, and you will be focusing things in your mind after this stage that are just already going to start happening. This is how powerful the power of your mind is going to be. And let me tell you something, my babies, the sixth of October, yeah. The 6th of October, it's also going to be significant, because this is just, you know, it's all about a new hope and faith. When you thought that that hope and faith was gone, something is going to have a rapid like a movement, you know, something is going to have like a rather swift change indeed. But it's all about the inspiration and the bright prospects that you're going to have, but also very beautiful optimism. You're going to feel the strength you're going to feel and satisfaction. On another hand, what else I was going to say, that this is going to bring you an omen. This is going to actually make you realize something unusual about your life, something unusual that you feel drawn towards to, and you will know that you're changing in this moment. You will know, and this is an important stage for you, because it's all about how far you have come, and it's all about the things that you have been focusing on so far. So now there is going to be the slight change of direction, but at the same time, my gorgeous Capricornians, you are going to see an omen. On the 6th of October, you are going to see an omen. If you don't see this reading on time, okay, if you don't see this reading on time, if you don't watch this reading on time, if you watch it like after the 6th of October, there is also another time when you will have an omen, and that omen can happen at any time after the 6th of October, towards the 31st of October 2019. But the way the omen is going to happen, it's going to happen again in the form of a little bird. Something is going to be very significant, something is going to be very powerful, something is going to be very different. But most certainly what you were doing at around the time, what you were focusing on, and how you felt when you saw this little bird, how you felt when you saw this omen, this is going to become such an important moment in time. On one hand, this is going to be all about a certain confirmation about your particular advancement, but on another hand, you know, this is going to be at the time of unfoldment, you know, when you will just kind of like find yourself being very drawn towards the new stage of your life. And also at the same time, it's just going to be important because something is going to become evident, you know. I like it as well because especially when it comes to the stage in your life in the last 10 months, some kind of stage that you've been through, my gorgeous Capricornians, listen to me very carefully, my sweeties. Something that you've been through in the last 10 months, and something that really affected you like there is no tomorrow, and something that affected you in such a way where you just know that this is, you know, these things happen, you just need to get on, you just need to get on with your life. But it did cause a little bit of ruin, it did cause a little bit of pain, it did cause a little bit of sadness. So now this omen is also going to be the direct response for that, and it's also just going to kind of help you to basically just to change the situation a little bit into your own advantage. It's just all about the balance of your mind, it's all about the balance of your thoughts, you know, it's all about the way you're feeling about things. And this is the moment in time when you're just going to grow spiritually and mentally, and it's just your different way of thinking is just going to change the whole situation around. And you are most certainly to the negative situation, you're going to see your own advancement, you are going to do something really, really wise indeed. But there is some kind of wolf or some kind of dog also going to be playing a really important role when it comes to your own omen. You've got a couple of omens, my lord, my lord, my lord, at a couple of different stages and situations in your life. So the first omen is going to be the little bird, and the second omen is going to be like a wolf or a dog or coyote or something like that, that is just kind of going to also mark the beginning of something very special. When you see the dog, when you see like the like a dog like as an omen as well, you will also know that there is a very important stage about to unfold in your life. It's going to last like 7 years, like it's going to be huge, it's going to be massive, but this is going to be only the beginning. That wolf, and you can see also from the 6th of October until the end of October, this can happen. You can see this, you can feel this, but it's going to be an important moment in time because the very big change, very swift change is going to happen after that moment in time. And most certainly this is going to be the beginning of something very, very, very special indeed. Okay, what else I was going to say, you see, I would highly recommend you to get something like, you see, an amethyst cathedral. You see how beautiful these things are. This is absolutely gorgeous. I've got these in my store and they're absolutely beautiful, very powerful, but I have to say that they're all kind of different shapes. So the one that you would order, it may be this one or it could be like a slightly different, it all depends, but they're all similar size like this. They're absolutely beautiful, they're very powerful, and they're a must. And what this will do, it's also while you're going through such a spiritual moment in time, while you're like basically like going through all these things, while you're going through all these different dimensions, this amethyst is also going to be very important for you because it's going to enhance your third psychic eye, but it's also going to help you to be closer to your angels, to your guardian angels, to your spirit guides. It's going to help you a lot with that particular connection, but also on another hand, this is fantastic when it comes to the actual psychic protection. On one hand, it helps you to connect, but on another hand, when you're so open spiritually, this beautiful, gorgeous amethyst actually helps you to connect. If you would like to buy this amethyst cathedral, Capricorn, the link is in the description below. And basically by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, my gorgeous Capricornians. And this is something that I highly recommend. The second important date is going to be on the 17th of October. Now the 17th of October, it is just going to be the certain situation that you're going to come across, and the part of your life that you thought that you were wasting, part of your life that you thought that you wasted, especially when it comes to you and a certain stage and a certain learning experience and a certain direction, something that you thought, oh, no, that was just waste of time. No, baby, no. Now this is going to be knock moment, spiritual knock that you're going to have, Capricornians, because you're going to realize that is going to be it's going to become the part of your spiritual journey. So something is going to kind of start making sense now at this point, why it actually happened in your life. But also at the same time, you need to be a little bit careful to not rush into any decisions, because some kind of decision is gonna present itself. But be careful, because subconsciously you will know this, because at the same time there will be a little bit of conflicting influence when it comes to somebody else. And that conflicting influence is also at the same time, it's going to let you know that conflicting influence is at the same time indeed going to let you know there is a very important situation about to happen here. I highly suggest you to get a black tourmaline. Look at this black tourmaline, absolutely gorgeous. Black tourmaline is the most powerful crystal when it comes to the actual protection against all sorts of negative energy, all sorts of negative sources, all sorts of negative spirits, all sorts of negative entities. You know, no matter what you do, it depends what we do, it depends how we live, it depends what we're exposed to, okay? So that's why the black tourmaline is just like, especially when you have such a kind of sometimes strong people around you with a negative energy, it's really wonderful to actually have this around you, like whether it's on your desk at home, on your desk at work, or wherever you are. I highly suggest you to get like a black tourmaline. It's the most powerful crystal when it comes to your protection, but it also helps with the grounding a lot, which I think that you're gonna benefit from it throughout October, even November indeed. To get a black tourmaline, you can also like go and see the link in the description below, and buy crystal from my store. You're also supporting my channel as well. On another hand, what else is going to happen on the 17th of October is just all about the actual, ooh la la, what is gonna happen, my gorgeous Capricornians? Your Wheel of Fortune. You see, you've got so much happening. So basically the Wheel of Fortune that you are going to happen, it's also gonna happen towards the end of the actual 17th of October, and something really bizarre is going to happen. And what is gonna happen, it's also going to be like the fantastic, because you will realize that bizarre, something strange, something weird. And through that weird information, weird realization, weird happening, you're gonna realize something quite fantasy about somebody, something really unrealistic about somebody. Certain person is just kind of gonna start making sense to you in your life, that it's just time to completely move on. Somebody was just like kind of like a very much so having a very amazing appearance, but there was no substance. But this is all going to make sense to you, because you're gonna realize this, and just you realizing this is going to take you to the very important stage in your life, which is at the same time going to become this, your transformation. The Death card, especially to get it like at around October, and especially to get it the mid of October, it's like really important, because at the same time, you know, this is going to be the transformation that is probably going to be the most significant when it comes to your life. And this is all kind of not unusual now, because we are already in October now. As we are getting closer to the end of this year, the more unfoldments are going to happen, but especially to you, my gorgeous Capricornians, because this is going to be the moment of transformation and rebirth indeed, and the whole new option is going to become available for you through you here. Okay, the third important date is going to be on the 26th of October 2019. It is all about the departure. It is all about a certain journey that is going to take place. It's just so important, because also at the same time, I can see that you will be planning to go on a certain trip or a certain journey, and this is rather happening at exactly the same time, because you're going to physically and mentally, you're going to benefit from it like there is no tomorrow, because you're going to need the energy change. You're going to need a dimensional change. And this is exactly also the advice that if you are not going anywhere and you're not doing anything, my gorgeous Capricornians, try to maybe go for a day or two, even if you go only one day away, and change your scenery, change your energy, change your dimension. Because what is going to happen, number 14, 1-4, it's going to be a lucky number as well. And also what is going to happen, it is going to be like some kind of energy that is just going to have a really nice swift change, which means that there is some kind of realization going to happen and progress going to happen through that situation, because by you changing a scenery, at the same time you're going to regenerate. Yeah, I don't know if it's the word, did I just make that up? Yeah, at the same time you're going to rejuvenate yourself indeed. But it's not about that, it's about making yourself to think, giving a time to yourself to think, because some kind of option is going to become available through this particular situation indeed. And that option is going to be also important for you, because it's going to be beginning of something very important, very special, and it's also going to happen like in such a wonderful way where you're going to feel like very certain, and there is a certain deep spiritual feeling you're going to have here. And it's also going to be very important for you, and it's going to be very important for like a very special relationships in your life. Okay, now going on the very first part of October 2019, my gorgeous Capricornians, it's all about a certain dream that is gonna come through, come forward. You've listened to someone, you've done something without you even realizing. Subconsciously, you were like kind of like in touch or in contact with somebody, like, or you made a connection with some kind of spiritual guru, or somebody like a very spiritual, somebody who you think of very highly, and they said something, they did something, and you kind of subconsciously started thinking about it. And now you will realize that there is a big kind of like a realization going to come out of it, because a certain change is going to take place. And that change is also going to be important, because it's going to help you to prevent like a really silly part of your life. This is also going to be an important realization that you kind of managed to escape like the certain danger, the certain like a people that you didn't want to be around anymore. And it's absolutely brilliant, because there must have been one or two that actually had a really negative influence and negative impact on you, and probably the best thing would be to avoid this type of people. On another hand, what else I was going to say is just basically also there will be you will be kind of part of the little like tricky situation at the beginning of October, because something is going to be required from you sorry, in such a sense to where you can kind of like put your input. Somebody is going to need your help, and you will be tested in that particular way. When I say tested, it doesn't have to be in a bad way, it's not in a horrible way, but when it comes to karma, when it comes to your option, when it comes to your reaction, this is when I say tested, because it all depends how you're going to respond to this. And that becomes like a very strong and engraved part of your spiritual journey, which just has an influence on how far and how quickly things are actually going to change. So that's what, just be good, be nice, be open, help. I'm not saying that you're not open, I'm not saying that you're not helping, I'm just saying that anybody who would need a little bit of your help or anything like that, whatever you do, it's going to get back to you like a 1000%. That's why I'm seeing that there is a compassionate situation that is going to happen, but you're going to feel a little bit challenging, because it is just going to be somebody who left a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth at some point, and that is going to bounce back, and this is going to come back in such a test where you need to be compassionate, you need to be nice, you need to be like a vavavumish nice, because that is your little test, and you're going to find this challenging. But the bottom line is that you're going to do really great, and there is the whole new inspiration and determination that you're going to get after that moment in time. It is just a future planning that is just going to become very significant here. And also it is just kind of certain element is going to unfold, and it's going to happen slightly earlier, and you will find yourself in an advanced situation here, and in a situation where you've got more resources than you need in order to make a certain change. It is about the prosperity, and especially money and finances where you were worrying about. Now this is going to have a really rather nice turnaround, because especially those situations where you were worrying like before you would go to sleep, like blah 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 and things like that. So now you're going to have a really nice nice, beautiful security and power. And by the time you get to the second part of October 2019, it is just, you need to follow your bliss, my babies. Follow your bliss. Don't get lost in confusion. Don't get lost in bizarreness. Don't get lost in like overworking. Don't get lost in doing things that you don't like doing. Don't get lost in like being unbalanced, because it's all up to you. It's all down to you. You need to remember, my Capricornians, in the mid-October, just remember, be free, be free, be free. You will be very busy. It's going to be quite hectic, but it's going to be so vavavumish, and it's going to be so good, because at the same time you'll be super radiant. You will be having a wonderful determination. The determination is going to come through you feeling free, through you doing things that you want to do. So no matter what's going on, just always make sure that you reward yourself indeed, because every reward is going to bring some kind of other unfoldment. On another hand, you know, it's just like a certain part of your life that you felt like it was delayed. It weren't like enough potential in order for you to kind of start using that part of your life. You know, certain part of your life that you felt like delayed when it comes to the lack of motivation, because there wasn't much happening. So now this is going to change. It is going to have a vavavumish moment in time, because it's about to bring you inspiration and potential, and especially when it comes to you, and you are going to kind of find out something about a certain skill, something about something new that came up in your life, in your journey, in your energy, that you are going to be able to use, you're going to be able to focus on, and this is going to be like the breath of a fresh air, because it's going to directly help you to kind of be really good with yourself, to be happy with yourself. But that in itself is just going to help you with the powerless situation that you had for the last 10 months, because now this is all about you. It's all about you taking your life to the next stage, and it's all about your own liberation, which is going to lead towards you having a clear focus, strong focus. But on another hand, that is going to make you a little bit indecisive. It's to do with you, it's to do with your career, it's to do with your family, it's to do with people around you. But also at the same time, decision will be very much so made by the end of October 2019. And decision that you're going to make is just going to kind of make sense to you so much. The certain part of your life and certain things that have been happening to you in the last 4 years are going to make sense, like, oh my God. And it's all about you rest now. It's time to rest, time to relax, time to chill out. But at the same time, this is all coming through your own spirituality and through your own awakening, which is all about the time of your life that caused like a chaos and confusion because you were uncertain. But now that's about to turn around, and it's about to become the part of your victory and mental clarity. Very beautiful. A lot to do with the healing, and it's a lot to do with the beautiful energy of forgiveness. Somebody's going to come back into your life, and you're going to feel like a little bit like not angry at around the end of October. But just please remember, just try to forgive and forget. Try to forgive and forget, because at the same time, this is so important to do it now in months. If somebody is just like you're angry with somebody, whatever it is, you know, just do it, because it's just going to be so good, because it's going to help you to relax, you know, but also at the same time, it's going to help you with your own spiritual journey. But most importantly, it's going to bring you beautiful healing energy, and that is going to be something that is going to be quite significant for you. But at the same time, this is going to lead towards the new option, new direction, new school, new job, new prospects. This is so good. It's something that's going to happen, like it's going to be incredibly important for you at the end of October, because it's all these things that you have done so far, everything that you have been focusing this is all going to make sense indeed, and it's going to turn back at you as in a brand new beginning, which is about to bring you like really powerful vision. Powerful vision is just so strong, it's so amazing, it's so important. This is the most important thing actually that is going to happen at the end of October to you, my gorgeous Capricornians, is the actual vision. You're going to have an amazing vision. You're going to have an amazing psychic moment. You're going to have an amazing spiritual moment. You're going to have an amazing medium moment. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Not only you will find yourself like, oh my God, like in a really part of the really unusual dimension, but at the same time, you will be like on top of the world when it comes to you completely getting something very important important about your life, about your stage that you're at the moment, but most importantly, an unfoldment which is going to lead towards something really significant, and a certain input you're going to need to do. You're at the same time going to need to make a little adjustment, little readjustment, and little abandonment in your life, but this is all going to be so important because it's all about the perseverance and the vision, mind-blowing vision that you're going to have, and that vision is going to change your life literally. It is an ending that is going to become evident here, but you're going to be absolutely delighted about this particular ending, because at the same time this is going to be the beginning of something really, really big, about the beginning of something really, really huge indeed. Oh my God, Capricornius. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are actually in relationship. You see, it is a ridiculously important week for those of you that are actually in relationship, because you're about to find yourself at a really important stage. You see, it's just like basically to narrow it down, what you have been doing so far, what you have been focusing, but especially when it comes to worries, and especially when it comes to finances, and especially when it comes to things like that, you know, you are most certainly as a couple going to have an amazing success in material attainment. This is all about the advantage, and it's all about the actual victory and mental clarity and a certain wish, something that you wanted to do as a couple for a long time. It's going to come through. This is all about the control over a situation, strength, courage, you know, power, accomplishment, the big, massive, huge accomplishment as a couple you're going to have this month indeed, which is most certainly going to provide you with a mind-blowing option. I'm so happy for you, because it looks like the huge problem it's about to come to an end. It's like something was blocking you and preventing you to do what you wanted to do as a couple. Well, now that's about to change indeed. Okay, for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, I mean, it's a fantastic month when it comes to you rediscovering yourself, when it comes to you meditating. Make sure that you spend some time in the forest, make sure you spend some time in the water, make sure that you spend some time even meditating a little bit. It's going to be very important indeed. What I was going to say is just basically someone is going to actually need your help this month. Somebody who means to you a lot, somebody who is very important to you a lot is going to need a little bit of help. And I think that this is where your mind is actually going to be at quite a lot. Like a certain friend or a certain family member, somebody is going to need a little bit of your energy like there is no tomorrow. I'm saying this to you because it's also at the same time somebody, it's very deep and it's very complex. You're going to get an advice from somebody, and that advice that you're going to get through somebody is just going to change your way of thinking when it comes to somebody else. For those of you that are single and ready to mingy, if you were focusing on someone, if you were thinking about someone in particular, I would move away from them because it's not the right person. But you're going to hear this from me now, and you're also at the same time going to hear from somebody else who's rather sharp, who's very important, who's very intelligent, and who's very significant, and who's very much so out there in your life, who's going to confirm something to you. So it's a very complex for those of you that are single, because on another hand, this is going to be the realization to move on from somebody else. This is for those of you that are still focusing on someone, and you could be even focusing subconsciously that you don't even know. And if you're not focusing on someone, then this is basically going to be the moment in time when something is still going to happen, and there is a certain little mini problem is going to arise connected to somebody else, and then you will realize some kind of an unhappy situation connected to somebody else, and that unhappy situation that is connected to somebody else is actually going to make you realize some kind of idea, some kind of realization, and it's just nothing to do with the relationships, it's nothing to do with finding somebody else or something like that, but it's a lot to do with a certain problem that is going to be resolved. That particular problem that is going to be resolved is at the same time going to bring you solace, at the same time it's going to bring you certain healing, and it's at the same time it's just going to bring you really beautiful and satisfactory result, which is just going to be so significant because it looks like karmically you're going to have a great time this month when it comes to the actual enjoying yourself, flirting. So if you're single, just go out there, enjoy yourself, because you are going to be meeting lots of people. You are going to be flirting like there is no tomorrow, but it is not going to be the moment in time when you're going to find like a love of your life, or you're going to find somebody, but it is just a realization, because you need to go through this month, because something is going to change. And the way you think about people, the way you feel about people, and especially the way you kind of like feel about people, the way you fancy them, something is going to change. An important moment of growth, whether you are like kind of like focusing on someone, as I said at the beginning, and then you will just kind of step away from that person, or whether you're just like kind of like just hoping that you're going to find someone, you're still going to need to come across a certain situation, come across a certain problem, and once that problem goes away, then you're going to be ready to kind of let that new person to come in, let that new person to come through. And it's most certainly going to happen this month, and it's most certainly going to be an important moment in time when it comes to your own spiritual involvement, because something is going to change. Something is going to change, and at the same time you're going to start kind of feeling drawn towards a slightly different type of people, slightly different type of situations, and most certainly something that is going to happen. This is the bottom line of this single reading. Something that is going to happen this week. It's going to put you in touch with the person. It's going to make you to be around, surrounded by the people who are going to become the main role or the main responsibility in you meeting someone who is about to walk into your life. So you see, it's one step at a time. It's a very, very complex indeed, and all I say to you is just go out there, enjoy yourself, just meet as many people as you can, because you are, the bottom line is going to become the part of the situation where you're going to meet certain people who you haven't met before, and these particular people are going to be responsible for you meeting the love of your life indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love you all to bits, okay? I'm sending you healing, brightest blessings, love and light to every single one of you. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.